Something is happening in the car market right now that dealerships are not telling you. Prices that felt untouchable for the last 4 years are starting to crack. Lots that were empty in 2023 are now packed with unsold inventory. Financing offices that used to hide behind smiles are getting desperate. And buyers who waited, the ones everyone called foolish for not jumping in during the shortage years, are about to be rewarded in a way almost nobody expected. This is the untold story of what happens when an industry built on scarcity suddenly loses its biggest weapon. For years, dealers controlled you with one simple trick: scarcity. Not enough cars, long wait lists, markups slapped on top of sticker price like it was normal, and you believed it because everyone around you was paying it too. But scarcity is fading. Inventory is piling up. And when inventory piles up, the entire game changes. The people who understand this shift first are the ones who are going to walk away with thousands of dollars in savings. The people who don't are going to keep paying the old prices for cars that are worth far less than they think. Here's what should scare every car owner in America right now. If prices are about to fall, current values are about to fall with them. That means the car sitting in your driveway, the one you still owe payments on, could lose value faster than you're paying it off. Buyers who financed near the peak of this market are walking a financial tightrope, and most of them don't even know it yet. Most people think car prices only move in one direction, up. That belief has cost buyers an enormous amount of money over the last few years. Dealers leaned into that belief. They told you prices would keep climbing, so you'd better buy now, sign now, finance now. Fear made people rush. Rushing made people overpay. And overpaying is exactly what kept this system profitable while everyday families quietly drained their savings. But the walls are shifting. Manufacturers are producing more vehicles than showrooms can move. Auction data is starting to show used vehicle values sliding in categories nobody expected, especially electric vehicles, which are dropping in value faster than almost any car in modern history. Lenders are tightening, interest rates remain painfully high, and buyers, tired of getting squeezed, are finally starting to say no. This is the part dealers do not want spreading online. When a market oversupplies itself, prices don't drift down slowly. They can fall hard and fast, especially once one manufacturer breaks first and starts offering aggressive incentives just to clear the lot. Once that happens, competitors are forced to match or lose buyers completely. That kind of chain reaction is exactly what could trigger the crash. People are quietly whispering about behind the scenes of this industry. If you own a car, if you're planning to buy one, or if you're currently financing one, everything happening right now affects you directly. Ignore it, and you could lose thousands. Understand it, and you could walk away as one of the smartest buyers in this entire shifting market. Let's talk about what this actually means for everyday people, because this isn't some abstract economic theory. This hits real wallets, real families, real monthly budgets. If new car prices start falling, used car prices fall right behind them, because buyers stop settling for used inventory when new cars suddenly become more attainable. That means your trade-in, the one you were counting on to offset your next purchase, could be worth thousands less than what dealerships are currently telling you. Think about the family who financed a truck 18 months ago at a price that felt fair at the time. If values fall the way early signs suggest, that family could now owe more on their loan than the truck is even worth. That's called negative equity, and it is one of the most dangerous financial traps in the entire auto industry. It quietly follows you into your next purchase, folded into a new loan you don't even realize is inflated, and dealers know exactly how to bury that number where you won't notice it. This is why timing in this market matters more than almost anything else. Buy at the wrong moment, and you could be locked into payments for a vehicle depreciating faster than you can pay it down. Buy at the right moment when incentives spike and dealers panic to move inventory, and you could walk away with a deal that would have been unthinkable just 2 years ago. And it isn't only buyers who need to pay attention. If you already own a vehicle, your insurance premiums, your loan balance, and your future trade-in value are all connected to what's unfolding right now. Insurance companies base coverage decisions partly on vehicle value trends. As prices shift, so could your premiums, sometimes in ways that don't even make sense on the surface unless you understand what's driving them underneath. Here's the part most people never realize until it's too late. Dealerships profit whether prices rise or fall. When prices rise, they profit from markups. When prices fall, they profit from panic because buyers rush in trying to grab a deal before it disappears, often without negotiating properly, without checking true market value, and without realizing the finance office is still squeezing extra profit out of every deal through interest rate markups and add-on fees. That means a falling market isn't automatically a safe market. It's a market that punishes people who don't prepare and rewards people who understand exactly how to move through it. The buyers who win in a crash are not the ones who rush to the first "we're slashing prices" advertisement. They're the ones who already know their numbers, already know their leverage, and already know exactly how dealerships try to recover their losses on the back end. This is where things get uncomfortable, because the tactics used to protect dealer profit during a downturn are some of the most aggressive tricks in the entire industry. And almost no one sees them coming until their bank account already feels it. So let's break this down properly, piece by piece, because the tactics dealerships use during shifting markets are more calculated than most buyers ever imagine. It starts with something called payment framing. Instead of discussing the price of the car, dealers steer the entire conversation toward your monthly payment. Why? Because a monthly payment feels manageable even when the total price is outrageous. Stretch a loan to 84 months, and suddenly an overpriced vehicle sounds affordable, even though you're paying thousands more in interest over time, while the car itself loses value faster than you're paying it off. Then there's the trade-in trap. Dealers lowball your trade-in value, especially in a falling market, because they know most buyers don't check real market pricing beforehand. They'll quote you a number that sounds fair in the moment, but is actually hundreds or even thousands below true value, then quietly recover that difference by inflating the price of the new vehicle you're financing. It feels like one transaction, but it's actually two separate moves designed to protect their profit no matter which way the market swings. But here's the part dealers never explain openly. The finance office is where the real money is made, not on the sales floor. Once you agree to a price, you're handed off to a finance manager whose entire job is to add profit back in through extended warranties, gap insurance, service contracts, and interest rate markups. Many buyers don't realize dealerships can raise your interest rate above what you actually qualify for, then pocket the difference as an unannounced kickback. It's completely legal, and it is one of the most quietly devastating fees in the entire auto industry. That's still not the worst of it. Junk fees have exploded over the last few years. Addendums for nitrogen-filled tires, fabric protection, VIN etching, dealer preparation charges, sometimes stacked together into hundreds or even over $1,000 in charges that provide almost no real value. These fees rarely appear until you're deep into paperwork, when most buyers feel too far in to walk away. And this next trick is where thousands of people lose money without even realizing it. Dealers sometimes use something called a spot delivery. You drive off the lot believing your financing is finalized, only to get a call days later claiming the loan fell through and you need to sign a new deal, usually at a higher interest rate or higher price. Buyers, already emotionally attached to the vehicle, often accept the new terms without question, unaware they had every right to walk away and return the car instead. Every one of these tactics becomes more aggressive, not less, when the broader market is under pressure. Falling prices don't mean dealerships lose leverage. It means they shift where they apply the pressure. Understanding this is the difference between walking into a dealership as prey or walking in as someone who cannot be manipulated. Now here's where we flip the entire script, because once you understand these tactics, you can dismantle every single one of them before they ever reach your wallet. The first rule is simple. Never discuss monthly payments first. Control the conversation around total price and total price only. If a salesperson tries redirecting to payments, calmly say, "Let's agree on the price first, then we'll talk financing." That single sentence takes away one of their strongest psychological tools instantly. Next, always know your trade-in value before you ever step onto a lot. Check multiple valuation sources beforehand and treat your trade-in as a completely separate transaction from your new purchase. If a dealer tries combining the numbers, say clearly, "I'd like these handled as two separate deals." Watch how quickly their tone shifts once they realize you understand exactly how this works. When you reach the finance office, this is where discipline matters most. Ask directly, "What interest rate am I actually qualified for based on my credit?" before any markup. Many buyers never ask this question, and it is the single most powerful sentence you can say in that room. Follow it with, "I'd like to see my approval paperwork directly from the lender." Dealers know when a buyer understands rate markups, and they back off the moment they sense it. For junk fees, never be afraid to challenge every line item. Say plainly, I'm not paying for this fee, please remove it or I'll walk. Dealerships expect pushback from savvy buyers, and most will remove unnecessary charges instantly rather than lose the sale entirely. Confidence in that moment is worth thousands of dollars. If you're ever told financing fell through after you've already taken the vehicle home, know your rights. In most cases, you are not obligated to accept new terms. You can return the vehicle and walk away completely. Say clearly, if the original financing isn't honored, I'll be returning the vehicle, not signing new terms. That sentence alone protects you from one of the most damaging tricks in this entire industry, and in a market where prices may be falling, patience becomes your greatest weapon. Dealers rely on urgency to force decisions. Counter that with your own calm urgency. Say, I'm comparing several dealerships this week before making a decision. That single phrase shifts power immediately because it reminds them you are not desperate, and desperation is the only thing that keeps this system profitable. The truth is simple. Every manipulative tactic in this industry depends on one thing: an uninformed buyer. The moment you understand pricing, financing, and negotiation on this level, you are no longer the target. You become the exception. The buyer dealerships genuinely dread seeing walk through their doors because they know they cannot manipulate you the way they manipulate everyone else. This is exactly why this channel exists, because most people are never taught any of this. Not in school, not by family, not by the industry itself, because the industry profits directly from your silence and your confusion. Every fee you don't question, every rate you don't challenge, every rushed decision made out of fear, all of it quietly funds a system built to take advantage of people who simply didn't know better. But you're not one of those people anymore. You now understand what's coming in this market. You understand why prices could shift dramatically. You understand the tactics used to protect dealer profit no matter which direction the market moves. And most importantly, you understand exactly what to say and exactly how to act to protect yourself when it's your turn to negotiate. This is bigger than one car purchase. This is about awareness spreading, buyer by buyer, family by family, until dealerships can no longer rely on confusion as their business model. Every person who learns this information becomes someone who can't be taken advantage of, and every person who shares it becomes part of pushing this entire industry toward honesty, whether it wants to move that direction or not. So here's what I need from you. If this opened your eyes even slightly, drop a comment right now with one word: ready. Let's see how many people are prepared to walk into their next car deal informed instead of vulnerable. If you've experienced any of these tactics yourself, share your story below. Someone reading it might avoid losing thousands of dollars simply because you spoke up. Subscribe if you want to stay ahead of what's coming in this market, because this shift is only getting started, and the buyers who understand it early are the ones who are going to benefit the most. Share this with anyone you know who's planning to buy or finance a vehicle in the next few months, because right now, information is the most valuable currency in this entire industry, more valuable than any discount a dealership will ever offer you. The car market is changing. Prices could fall, leverage could shift, but manipulation tactics won't disappear. They'll simply adapt. The only real protection you have is knowledge, timing, and confidence, and now you have all three. Stay sharp, stay informed, and don't let this industry take another dollar from you without a fight. We'll keep breaking down exactly what's happening behind the scenes of this market, exposing every hidden fee, every quiet manipulation, and every trick designed to separate you from your money. Because you deserve to walk into every deal knowing exactly what's really happening, instead of finding out the hard way after it's already too late.